What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo Sports Center. Today we are previewing the big matchup for the Bills this weekend. They have a Sunday 4:25 America's Game of the Week on Fox against the Rams. Let's get right into it. The Bills last week, again, the snow globe game. Everybody's talking about it. Josh Allen continues to put up MVP numbers. Again, when that game first started, I got a little bit nervous. I said, you know what? This is probably going to be a running game for both teams. This could really hurt Josh Allen's chances at the MVP. Well, let's just say he did the complete opposite. Again, he only threw for 148 yards, 2 touchdowns, though, and he also had that rushing touchdown as well. And then, of course, that play where he had the throw to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper tosses it back. Allen runs it in. No big deal. I'm sure you've all seen it already. But anyway, skipping over that, Mitch Trubisky got in the game too, 1-for-1 with 4 yards. So fourth quarter, Mitch continues to stay undefeated in these Bills games, but rushing was really the name of the game. Again, Allen had a magical game, but only 148 in the air because of all the snow and wind. James Cook had a monster game. 14 carries for 107 yards, averaged 7.6 with a touchdown. Ray Davis also joined in with a touchdown, 11 carries for 63 yards. He averaged 5.7 yards a carry. Ty Johnson, 28 yards on the ground. Again, Allen with those 3 rushes for 18 yards and that rushing touchdown. And then Curtis Samuel also had a carry for 7 yards. So again, I think the Bills, they completely dominated the San Francisco 49ers. Complete mismatch in the snow. And I get a little bit worried, right? Because the Bills, they don't have a dome. We know these snow games are going to happen. And the Bills, that they're the most they've ever been, kind of built to play in the snow. The last couple of years, they really weren't a snow team at all. They were a pass team, and their running game wasn't really that strong. This year, aside from Amari Cooper, they had really no receiving attributes on that team, and they were really just a run-first team. We saw it, every single game so far. What do? We throw wide receiver screens, and we run it right up the middle, and that's all we're going to do until we really have to have like a last-minute drive. Then we'll start airing it out. But this game, we started with that wide receiver screen. I got a little bit nervous, but then the play calling shifted a little bit, and the Bills seemed to look good. The biggest receiver on the team this week was Dawson Knox. He had 2 receptions for 56 yards, and this is really where Dawson Knox can affect a game, right? When it's kind of slick, rain or snow, he's a big body out there. You ain't going to tackle him if people are slipping, right? We saw it on one of his 2 receptions. He caught the ball. Somebody grabbed his face mask. There was no penalty called, and he marched forward for 4 yards with 4 defenders draped all over him. That's where Dawson Knox can really show up. So excited to see Dawson Knox as we get towards the playoffs. The weather's really going to start helping him out. Kincaid should be back any week now. Again, PCL injury, those are tricky. Could be out a couple weeks. That injury could linger for months. So we'll see what happens there. Shakir had a good game, 4 receptions, 30 yards. And then Quentin Morris had that 14-yard catch. And other than that, everyone else just kind of was pretty small in the passing game. Again, only 17 attempted throws this game from Josh Allen because of the weather, and he also got pulled in the fourth quarter for Mitch Trubisky because it was so much of a blowout. And then I guess I should mention, again, Tyler Bass had a good day. Did miss that 1 field goal, but that's to be expected because on the other side of the ball, there were, 2 missed field goals. So very expected for Tyler Bass to miss one in the snow and wind this week. Other than that, he was perfect, so no complaints there. I'm not going to rip into him for missing that. Switching over to the Rams. The Rams are coming off a win. They beat the Saints. Matthew Stafford went 14 for 24, 183 yards in the air, and 2 touchdowns. So again, they weren't dealing with too much weather there, and he put up very similar stats to Josh Allen. So I don't want to get too hard on this Rams offense, but this Rams team's been really funky this year. They've looked good some weeks, they've looked bad some weeks. They're right in there for the NFC West division title. They have a chance, but they also haven't been that great of a team. That whole division's been very mid. Again, looking back at that division, the Bills have already beat the Seahawks, and the Bills have beat the Niners. So, that division is very weak. Rushing, Kyren Williams continues to have a good year. He had 104 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. In the air, Puka Nacua continues to be their leading receiver alongside Cooper Kupp. Nacua had 56 yards in the air. Cooper Kupp only had 17. So, again, if the Bills want to stop the Rams offense, just take those 2 out of the equation, and then, you could let them run the ball. As long as you have the lead, let them run the ball and bleed the clock. Demarcus Robinson has also had a solid year this year. He had 49 yards in the air. So, that was basically the game last week for the Rams. They win by a touchdown, but again, this team's been very shaky, and they beat the Saints, who are very injured. So again, I think the Bills should be able to win this game, but it very well could be close. It is in LA, so we'll see how many Bills fans make that trek. Usually LA has a lot of away fans in the crowd, but being that it's an East Coast team playing a West Coast team, I don't think we're going to see that big of a takeover. With that being said, though, Bills Mafia does travel well, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. The Bills have already clinched the AFC East, so now all eyes are on that 1 seed in the AFC. The Bills, they don't have too bad of a schedule remaining. They have the Rams, then they play the Lions, and then they got a little triple header of AFC East competition, Patriots, Jets, and then they end the season in Foxborough against the Patriots yet again. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about this game, and if the Bills are on their way to clinch the number 1 seed in the AFC. Again, I hate to bring up the Chiefs here, but man, they've snuck by so many wins so far this season, so you can only imagine if the Bills win out or only lose one more, they should be able to get that 1 seed. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and now let's see what our BSC panel has to say about this game.
And it was a great play by Jalen Ramsey, too.
You got it. 3rd and goal. Allen keeps it, pumps, runs, breaks the plane. Touchdown, Buffalo. Josh Allen took care of it himself.